Joining us now on the phone line, the head coach of Mojo Magic of the Odessa Permian Panthers, the 7-0 Permian Panthers. It is Coach Blake Feldt. Coach Feldt, how are you?
Good, and you?
We are doing just fine. So pleased to be joined by you. You guys are 7-0, coming off a great win over Abilene. You've been around the block a lot of times. With this season, how much fun are you having with this season? Is this one of the most fun years of your career?
Well, I tell you, it is. And our young men have done such a great job of preparing week in and week out. We've got a lot of seniors on our football team this year. We've got 10 starters on the defensive side of the football that played for us a year ago. And we've got 9 on the offensive side of the ball. Our whole defense is seniors this year, so we've got lots of kids that have had a tremendous amount of playing experience. Got lots of guys that have played lots of football, and it's paid off for us, and they've really done a great job this year.
You knew you'd have a very experienced squad coming into this year, but obviously things have to come together in the right way, and you got to get a little bit lucky. Every coach says that. At what point during this year, or even before the year, did you feel like this year could be something special?
Well, we felt like we had a chance to be decent before the season started, not only with the number of kids that we have coming back, but, we had a great off season. We had a very good spring, had a great summer. Our kids have had a fantastic approach week in and week out of preparing themselves to play. I think we've got a team that has a great work ethic. And, we felt like we had a chance to be pretty good going into the year. At the same time, the number of kids that you have coming back, and obviously, but at the same time, we felt like we had kind of the nucleus of a bunch of kids that we felt like we were going to have a pretty decent team. And, one thing I keep telling our kids week in and week out, we're 7-0 right now, and we've done some good things, but at the same time, we haven't done anything yet. And we've got 3 games to play against 3 good football teams, and, we've got to finish, and we've got to finish strong against some very good football teams.
We're talking with Blake Feldt, the head coach of the Odessa Permian Panthers here on DCTF Live. Join the conversation at #DCTF Live. Coach, you are not afraid to take on a challenge. That is for darn sure. You took over a Pilot Point squad and led them to a title. Then you go to Buda Hayes, the place that Bob Shelton built, and now you go out to one of the most storied programs in the state out there at Odessa Permian. You can take easy jobs, right?
Well, I tell you, that's all been kind of interesting, the way that my career has gone, and that certainly wasn't by design. I promise you that. It has been one of those situations where one thing has led to another, and gosh, that's where God has led us through every job that I've had, and it's just happened that way. And each and every job has kind of had some of its very own differences, but all of them have been great experiences. We've had lots of good football teams throughout the several stops that I've had, and we've been blessed.
The star of your squad, if there is a star, it seems like everybody really pulls the rope in the same direction, but if there is one guy to single out, it's probably your running back, Brandon Bailey. He's having an outstanding year. What sets him apart from other running backs that you've coached in the past?
Well, Brandon's a great football player. There's no doubt about that. He's one of those running backs that has fantastic instincts. He's got great vision. He's got good balance. He's got really good acceleration. And he's an excellent competitor also. Brandon has been with us on the varsity since his sophomore year. And he's one of those guys that shows up to play each and every week. He obviously wants the ball in his hand, and he's had a phenomenal season thus far. He's got right at 1,200 yards right now. He's averaging a little over 8 yards a carry, and he's been very, very good for us this year, and really throughout his entire career.
The other guy offensively who's really stepped forward for you guys has been your quarterback, Trey Potter. Can you tell me a little bit about the maturity that you've seen from him? Because for a guy that, he's not asked to go out there and throw the ball 50 times a game, but it seems like every time you ask him to make a play, he comes through for you.
Well, I think I'm so proud of Trey and the things that he's done this year. But he has worked so very hard to get where he is right now. A year ago, literally the day after Euless Trinity beat us in the third round of the playoffs, Trey has committed himself to becoming a better quarterback. He's committed himself to this football team. The hours that he has spent in the weight room, in there throwing before and after school, really it's just been unbelievably impressive. The things that Trey has done to prepare himself for this season. Now, Trey was also one of the several seniors that we have on our football team that were on the varsity as a sophomore. So he kind of experienced the hard times of our first year here when he was a sophomore. Last year, he was our backup quarterback to our starting quarterback and got very little playing time. But at the same time, he's been through the wars. He's paid the price, and as I said, he's just done an unbelievable job in the off season and through the summer, getting himself ready for this season. And offensively, people talk about the playmakers that we've had, and we've already mentioned Brandon Bailey, but our slots and Kobe Robinson and Dexter Nebo and our wide receivers, Brother Miller, Jack Fawcett. I can go on and on. There's guys that we have that can make plays on our football team. But Trey's the straw that stirs the drink. He's the one that distributes the ball. He gets the ball to the right people. He does an unbelievable job of just executing our offense week in and week out. And he's just been a phenomenal player for us. And I can't tell you how proud I am of him and the things that he's done this year.
But, of course, to me, when you look at this, your squad, the defense has been what's really stepped forward, and the defense has been what's turned you guys from a good team into a potentially very great team.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about that, and the defense has been outstanding throughout the entire year. And again, I know it's the same theme we keep going over about the number of kids that we have coming back and the number of seniors that we had that played as sophomores on our football team 3 years ago. And 3 years ago when we first got here, our defense was not very good at all. As a matter of fact, it was close to being abysmal. We were allowing lots of yards rushing. We were pulling back end and tackle very well. Fundamentally, we weren't very good. And through the last several years, obviously, that's been a huge focus of our coaching staff and also with our kids. And we've gotten much, much better fundamentally. And I think that we play aggressively, which is one of the things that we work hard on from each and every day. And I think that we're playing very well on the defensive side of the football. We're tackling good, doing a great job of flying the football, and I'm really, really proud of all of those young men. All of them seniors, and they've been through the wars, and they show up to play each and every week, and they've done a great job for us.
We're talking to Blake Feldt, the head coach of the Odessa Permian Panthers here on DCTF Live. And, Coach, one more question before we let you go. This week, you guys take on a Midland squad that hungry for a win. They always play. They always play you guys tough. But beyond that, you're a Midland High grad. So where are your emotions coming into this game?
Well, every year that we played Midland High, asked me about that, and I appreciate that because I love Midland. I love Midland High School. That has a place in my heart. But at the same time, this is my 32nd year coaching. It's been a long time since I've been at Midland High School, and I'm a Permian Panther now. This is my football team. This is my job, and I'm worried about the Permian Panthers. This week it happens to be the Midland Bulldogs that are the next team on our schedule. Huge district game that we've got to get a win. And, we've got to do a great job preparing for a good Midland High football team, and we've got to find a way to win.
I was trying not to date you, Coach.
Yeah. There you go.
He is Blake Feldt, the head coach of the Odessa Permian Panthers. Coach, thanks for joining us. Continued success the rest of the way, and with any luck, we'll see you in Houston.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.